This is my best friend Max. He can't go with us on this trip. There's just too many snakes and alligators where we're going. This is Jennifer. She's my adventure partner, cameraman, and sweetheart. She didn't know about the snakes and alligators. My name is Doug. I do all the dirty work. I call this the Widowmaker. Alligator bait. Found this spot through Google Maps, but Google Maps must have been old because it was all flattened out with no hills to look for fossils. To find fossils, you must first see the signs in the dirt. Otherwise, you'll dig yourself into a heat stroke. After 2 hours of stumbling around in the heat, I decided to head back. The truck slowly rolled up behind us. I let my camera fall to the side and continued to record. You just never know what you're going to walk into out in places like this. How you doing, sir? Just checking out, see what's going on. Now, I could see the driver had his hand on a rifle that was laid across his passenger seat. Yeah, I felt like we walked into something more than just trespassing on someone's dirt road. Once we told him we were looking for fossils, his mood changed and he took his hand off his gun. He said he knew a better spot to look for fossils and told us where it was at, but they had no intention of going to some stranger's favorite murder spot. So we thanked him and went to our secondary location. The trick to successful fossil hunting is to do your homework and not just assume you're going to find fossils anywhere you go. We find fossils on every trip because we spend more time doing research than we do field work. There are alligators and water moccasins, mosquitoes and spiders, wild boars, rattlesnakes, cactuses, and a lot of thorn bushes. So we don't get
tangled in the barbed wire.
There is also the possibility of stumbling onto someone else's land that doesn't understand the Florida Stand Your Ground law. But we're not easily discouraged because we love finding million-year-old artifacts or even 10,000-year-old fossils from mastodons or camels or horses or dugong bones or megalodon teeth. There's your eye socket. There's never a convenient location for fossil hunting.
Want me to throw you your apple?
No, sure would like water. To be a successful fossil hunter, you must first purchase thousands of dollars worth of tools. At least that's what I told my wife when I come up with this crazy obsession. And with the more tools you have, the larger vehicle you need to carry them with. You can't just get any type of vehicle. You have to get one that looks like you're going on a safari. And of course, the more tools you bring with you, the more water you have to carry. With all your tools and water and sore back and hot sun and funny looking safari hats, the less time you have looking for fossils. It's true, we do find a lot of fossils. But once you have a lot of them, what do you do with the bloody things? And yes, if you look to the left of the screen, you'll see one of the dogs dropped off the bone next to me. Even they like to get them borrowed. In truth, you don't need any tools. You don't need a safari truck, a hat, special boots, a backpack. You don't need a shovel or a sieve. All you need to do is just walk along a creek or the beach and look down, and you'll find more fossils than you need. This is the beginning of our first fossil hunt. All we had was this canoe, a couple shovels, and 2 sieves that I made from chicken wire and pieces of wood I had in the garage. With each trip, we learned something new. For example, if you're going to use zip ties, cut them off flush, otherwise they slice your fingers and you're dripping blood and alligator water. Another example is bring extra clothes, because when you see alligators swimming all around you, you'll need new pants. And of course, you don't want to drive 2 or 3 hours back home in wet clothes. I don't think I ever made it through one of these things where I wasn't wet or muddy or torn clothes or torn shoes or bloody fingers or blisters. So then why do we do it? Because we love the adventure. It's important to keep cool and keep the sun off your head and to be hydrated. I bring a lot of these camel backpacks full of water or sports drink, and sometimes I just mix the two together to make the drink not so strong. In the beginning when we were doing this, I didn't bring much water with us and it made the trip short and miserable. Most of the time I backpack in with our little shovel so that it's easy to carry, it's lightweight. I'm not hauling around this giant monster with me. I bring proper shoes to wear depending on where we go. We've been to old quarries and dirt fields, and it's necessary to have boots with you because tennis shoes get cut up or they're slippery and you fall. I many times have rolled down a hill. I bring emergency rope, insect repellent, gloves, sun blocker, I bring a trowel to scooch away some of the dirt. I bring a brush so that I can brush the topsoil off. And I bring even a smaller brush so that I can brush the fine stuff away. I bring a rag. I bring a rag with me so that I can dry off because in Florida I'm always soaking wet. And I bring a knife with me. Sometimes we have to cut through things. Now for the screening tools, I like to use these gold mining reducer plates. They're cheap, they're lightweight, and if you can see, one's a 1/2 inch reducer and the other's a 1/4 inch, so you can reduce the big debris and go through the smaller stuff. Sometimes I bring magnets with me so I can go magnet fishing. If we're not finding anything and we're near water, I'll hook the rope up to the magnets, and often we find objects like this in the water. Find a lot of bones. These are modern bones. I believe this is from a deer. We find Ice Age bones like this. This is either a dugong bone or a whale bone. You want to keep the sun off of your head. First, you want to keep the sun out of your. First, you want to. Okay. All right. Are we done with this?
Nice job.
The first step towards understanding where to look for fossils is to appreciate the distribution of fossil-bearing conditions and their exposure. If that sounds too complicated, then I suggest you search the internet where people have already found fossils. We spend more time researching than we do on the actual dig. I say dig, but I really mean hunt, because we spend more time searching the ground or scanning the top of the ground than we do digging. Once I research some good areas, then I begin prospecting for fossils. In other words, after researching good areas to go, I can take a light backpack with me, scout out my sites, and then narrow down my search. And then next time I can bring more equipment with me. But in almost every prospecting expedition, I find fossils. Before I go back, I wait for a big rainstorm, because the rain always unearths new fossils. Sites seem to be fossil specific. For example, if you want to find shark's teeth, you go to an area where shark's teeth were found. I would say we found more fossils and bones in areas where other people have dug, because after big rainstorms it flushes out the area and unearths new fossils. In Florida you won't find dinosaur bones because Florida was underwater in those periods. In Florida there's a lot of Ice Age mammal bones. There are American lions, birds, bear dogs, bison, camel, deer, dire wolves, giant sloths, giant beavers, short-faced bears, three-toed horses, prehistoric horses, rhinos, giant land tortoises, alligators and crocodiles, manatees, dugongs, saber-toothed tigers, mastodons, and woolly mammoths. I would dare say that there's so many teeth to be found in Florida, you'd think that they gummed themselves into extinction. And I'm sure your area has different types of fossils. Well, I'm not sure what I enjoy the most. The exercise and fresh air of being outside, or unearthing fossils. Either way, fossil hunting gives you an excuse to enjoy nature. And frankly, and I can say this from experience, you will enjoy nature a whole lot more if you bring toiletries with you. Just to recap on locations. Research is the key to finding fossils. Search the internet for places where fossils have already been found. Spend time prospecting sites that you've researched. And plan 2 or 3 sites so that you can have an immediate backup in case your first site doesn't produce anything. Here's a photo I took of the fossils we found on 16 Saturdays. What I mean to say is, every Saturday for 4 months we went fossil hunting, and this is the product of what we found. In our collection you'll see Ice Age dugong bones. You'll see Ice Age camel or horse joint, megalodon teeth. You'll see a great white shark's teeth, Mosasaurus's teeth, variety of other shark's teeth, a lot of shark's teeth in fact. Stingray's teeth, or plates as they're called, and their stinger tips. Someone's murder weapon they threw in the river. What's missing is things I've given to friends and family members. All of this in just 16 Saturdays. Well, that's it for now. I'll post more videos as I make them. Good luck and happy fossil hunting.